Have you noticed how much we've started using the word blessed recently? As in, ask someone how they're doing, and instead of saying I'm fine or I'm doing well, they might say I'm blessed. I take it that what a person means is that they feel as though they are fortunate, all things considered. But there is another, and even more important sense of the word, and it's not so much about how we're feeling or doing at the moment. It's not about a sense of gratitude to God, though that's always in the background. No, the other sense has to do with our mission, our vocation, our sense of calling as God's people to be a blessing to the world. Which begs two important questions. First, what does it even mean to be a blessing to the world? And in second, are we in fact a blessing to the world? Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas. And this is your daily devotional for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Yesterday, we read the account of God's call to Abram, and that part of the call included the promise that through him all the families of the earth would be blessed. This promise is repeated to Abraham. For example, immediately after the incident in which Abraham shows his trust in God by his willingness to sacrifice his son Isaac, a messenger of God announces to Abraham, "By myself I have sworn, says the Lord, because you have done this, and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will indeed bless you, and I will make your offspring as numerous as the stars of heaven and as the sand that is on the seashore. And your offspring shall possess the gate of their enemies, and by your offspring shall all the nations of the earth gain blessing for themselves, because you have obeyed my voice." Well, so far we don't have a ton to go on about what blessing actually looks like. We know that for Abraham itself, it includes land and descendants. But we also know that this promise is in service to God's larger plan of redeeming humankind. How do I make this leap? Well, remember, the story of Abraham appears shortly after the story of the flood, after which God wishes to reconstitute the world's population. Instead of promising destruction in the future, God's plan evidently includes his intention to bring blessing into the world. And what we just learned in today's reading is that God's plan depends on Abraham's obedience and trust, and by extension, the obedience and trust of his descendants. Although it is not yet stated this way in Genesis, it is evidently God's plan to bless the world on the strength of God's people, first Israel, and now us as well in the church. So I wonder if the world around us sees it this way. Are we in fact a blessing? I was reading from Adam Hamilton's book on the Lord's Prayer, and he wonders this very same thing. He says, "Today there are an increasing number of people who have been repelled by Christianity because of Christians they have known or witnessed acting in ways that did not hallow God's name. They have at times experienced Christians who were unkind, judgmental, self-centered, materialistic, insensitive, racist, and more." Ouch. Quite a contrast to what we would hope people would say about Christians, that they are warm, friendly, welcoming, loving, non-judgmental, self-sacrificing, sensitive, open-minded. This would be a pretty good place to start for a description of what it might look like for the church to be a blessing in the world around us. And at our best, this is what we actually can be. But not when we give in to our fears of others who are different from us. Not when we give in to our prejudices about the way others look or believe. Not when we treat those with whom we have legitimate disagreements as if they were our enemies. No, to be a blessing to the world means actively seeking the well-being of others. It means working to bring joy into their lives. It means acting in ways that signal that we value them just as God values them. That would be something, now wouldn't it? That would be a true blessing to the world. Tomorrow, let's dig just a little deeper in what it might mean to be a blessing to the world. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.